Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, Boss Up Budgets. On this channel I do cash stuffing, budgeting, saving up challenges, and all things money related. I also love to sit and chat with you guys, give you guys life updates, whatever's going on in my world. If you're feeling like relaxing, if you're feeling like just listening to some type of podcast, I am here for you, and I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Thank you guys for watching last week's cash stuffing. This week is going to be something different, something more fun. I want to start a new series, and I know some of you guys have been wanting to hear more about me. Sometimes it's not just about the money that you're stuffing, it's also about the mindset, your lifestyle, all that. So it's going to be a Let's Talk series. It's about all the questions that you guys asked me, and I'm just like, okay, this would be a really good video. This would be, something that I can record, talk about that is outside of the cash stuffing, because sometimes people just come for the cash stuffing, and some of you guys just come because you guys want to listen to me talk, maybe get some advice from me. So in today's first episode of Let's Talk series, I want to talk about my career, which I know some of you guys, a lot of you guys actually, have been asking for a really long time. Oh, and before I jump in, these are my nails. They've lasted. If you guys are interested, as always, the link to my press-on nail business is down below. I create press-on nails, custom order for each and every single one of you. If you're looking at any of those Christmas nails and you want them in time for Christmas, down below. And I appreciate you for your support. I really do love creating nails for you guys and putting my inspiration, my creativity all into them so that you guys can enjoy them. For the longest time, I swear I got so many compliments on my nails, and I still do every single time I wear these nails. They're super convenient. Like, if you just want to do them for an event, you can just pop them off right after. But if you want to wear them long term, couple of weeks, you can do that too. And especially for the girlies who don't have the time to go out to a nail salon or a nail shop. Maybe your nail artist is on vacation, whatever. So a lot of cute designs on my website for you guys to check out, but I appreciate you. All right, let's get into my career. I did write some notes just so that I can tell you guys and dive a little bit deeper. For the most part, I know that money comes and goes, and I know that career also comes and go, and with the market, we have to take into consideration the economy, take into consideration when I went into the job market, what experience I had. So it's not the same for everyone, of course. This is just my path. This is what I did. Hopefully this inspires some of you guys. Hopefully this answers some of your guys' questions, and hopefully it helps you guys get to know me a little bit more. First and foremost, my career is in human resources, but in my field, it's a little bit of a different niche. So it's people and culture. Different companies call it different things. A lot of companies still call it HR or human resources. Companies that are more people-centric call it people and culture. So far in the last 3 years that I've been in my career, it's been in people and culture. We do everything HR, but we have a different mindset almost. I will refer to it as HR for the purposes of this video because a lot of you guys probably know it as HR. If you are going for an undergrad or a master's or anything higher education, it will be called HR. I struggled a lot, just to be forthcoming. I struggled a lot in high school. I struggled a lot actually in my early college years. Didn't really have the support. Grew up in a very poor family. We were on a lot of government assistance. My mom worked like 3 jobs as a single mom, raising like 3 kids, all within the same age range. So costly. A lot of the stuff I had to learn on my own. I am first generation, and for some of you that may come to me and say like, you're not first generation, you're second generation. In my world, I am first generation. I was born here, but my parents are immigrants from Vietnam. Parents separated at a very young age, so I just grew up with my mom, and she was a single mom. Taught me a lot on emotional aspect of things, taught me a lot on patience. I didn't get as much nurturing as I probably should have, but it taught me a lot on how to be stronger, more independent. And so my career trajectory is a definite representation of how good my mindset is. Dive a little bit more into that so you guys can kind of understand. Struggled a lot in early college years, didn't really have the background or the skill set. My mom did not have the skill set of how to, live the American dream or raise American kids regardless. Great thing that came out of it is I'm bilingual, and I have a lot of Asian traditions, Asian superstitions, Asian culture, everything is rooted in Vietnamese American. So I take a lot of things from American lifestyle. I take a lot of things from Vietnamese lifestyle. I paid for my college on my own. Unfortunately, I flunked a lot of classes and had to work pretty early on. I started working when I was like 15, which in some aspects I guess it is illegal. I didn't get a permit or anything. I just picked up shifts at a restaurant and got paid under the table at 15. So that was to sustain my lifestyle. I made my own food in high school, starting freshman year. I did all that and didn't really gain the knowledge that I probably should have in high school. Probably a delinquent, if you call it that. And then went into college, tried it every single semester for about 5 years, and it didn't work. Like, that just didn't work for me. Maybe 4 years. It just didn't work. Somehow I just turned the narrative of, why am I going to school? To please my mother, to get a bachelor's, but for what? I don't even know why I'm going to school. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I even like. And then something switched in me and I decided to go to school for myself. I decided to go to school because I want to get a good paying job. I want to start a career. While I was working in all those restaurants, I found myself going back to being like the middleman. A lot of the times I was in managerial roles in the restaurant, so I was always like a general manager, a store lead, whatever you may call it, and I would help train, help onboard, help people feel more welcomed. I would always create the events that we had going out, and not even like company sponsored events. I would just gather a bunch of people and we would go and de-stress and relax because our restaurant was like super busy. We opened 5 new stores in the span of a year. So a lot of new people, new faces. And so I always found the knack around things HR. I just didn't really know that it was HR until I started doing more research about what I should be doing. And then I knew I wanted to do something in business. I just didn't know what my concentration was. I was pretty good at marketing, pretty good at accounting, but those didn't spark an interest in me until I found HR. I got my bachelor's in HR and organizational development, and I really succeeded. So something lit a fire on my behind, and I graduated pretty soon. Graduated during COVID, actually. Walked the stage as the first person in my entire family to walk the stage, so I was pretty proud of myself. Did not do it for anyone. I paid for my entire college career. It didn't get FAFSA because I flunked out too many times that I got disqualified from it. Shortly after that, I went to my first corporate girly job. It was terrible, you guys. It had nothing to do with HR. I was a career advisor, but nothing to do with HR. And so I was just wondering, when you come out of, like, I don't know if you guys ever had it, but if you ever come from family mom and pop shops and go straight into corporate, it is a culture shock. Super professional. The lingo of corporate talk is completely different. How you approach people, how you present yourself, it's completely different. So I had to learn that pretty quickly, and thankfully the skills my mom gave me were, I am a quick learner and I'm very adaptable and flexible. But it was a terrible job, to say the least. And then I realized why I should be in HR, because how I saw other people were getting treated, how I was getting treated. I knew that these senior leadership are just going rogue and saying and doing whatever. I ended that job even calling the HR corporate person. She was not on site, she was off site. I submitted my complaint the last week that I was working there, and nothing came of it. And that's how I knew that, all this was just fake, and I want to be more into my field. I want to help people that were like me. I found a job while I was working that terrible job. I found a job right after. Didn't leave my job before I found a new job. That is my number one tip. Don't leave a job until you find a job. You secured it, you signed the offer letter, you're about to start your new day. Don't leave the other job, because you never know what might happen. I went straight into the job, no break. It's like literally back to back. Left the job on Friday. On Monday, I started my new job. And this was actually in my career. Started the job as an HR admin at a nonprofit, and it was a technology company, and it was fully remote because everyone was abiding by COVID. Worked in that job for 2 years and 2 years and a month. 2 years and 2 months. I started off as actually a temporary employee. I went through a recruiting agency as an HR admin. Then after 6 months, they really liked me, so they kept me, and I got promoted to an HR coordinator, which then I think bumped up my pay like $2 to $3. And then I was in that position for about a year and some change. Again, a terrible job. There's a lot of things behind closed doors at corporate places. And so at first it was really good until things just started getting more and more unfortunate. So a lot of people left. My boss left. New people that were HR managers came in and they were just like, nope, I'm not dealing with all this. So they left. So it was like a circle for me. I kept getting a new boss like every couple of months and they would just leave. At one time, someone came in for like 3 days and was like, yep, I'm shipping back my laptop. Please don't ever contact me. It was that bad. Just to put it in perspective for you guys. So I stayed in that job because, you know, I really cared about the mission. It was a nonprofit. I cared about what they were trying to do, and I still wanted to learn a lot. And I actually was managed a lot of the times by a CFO, so a person in finance. They were very strict. They were not people-centric. They were just numbers. People were numbers to them, but I learned quite a bit on how to be super organized, super detailed, informative, all that. Whether it was a good or bad relationship, I still learned a lot. And that's how I feel about all types of relationships. No matter if it's good or bad, you still have a lesson learned. You still can gain stuff from other people and their knowledge, even if they treat you like, you know? So anyways, I was in that role, and at one point there was one manager out of all of them. I had her for about 3 to 4 months, and she saw something in me that I guess no one else saw. She was like, I don't know how you are an HR coordinator when you're sailing the ship by yourself. I'm requesting them to give you a raise, and I'm requesting them to promote you to people and culture manager. And so that happened. I was really excited, though they lowballed me and paid me. I was one of the lowest paying managers in the entire company. They really didn't see my talent, but that's okay. You know, I still got a really big pay jump, about 25% of my pay. I took full force of my new role, and I started discovering what people and culture actually meant and what's the difference between HR and people and culture. So I learned that I want to be the other side of HR, side where people are welcome to come and talk to you. They aren't afraid of HR. They aren't afraid that they'll slip up and do something. It is to educate you on how to be a better person at companies so you can treat your neighbors right, you can treat your peers right, and also how to protect yourself. What are the company's policy, get you knowledgeable, and get you feeling welcome, that you belong. So that's who I want to be. And I'm still working every single day to battle against the traditional HR and who I want to become. Anyways, my boss that's believed in me actually left. She was like, I'm not dealing with this. The finance stuff is just messed up and I just don't want to deal with it. So she left, but she was like, I will be your recommendation. I will show you the ropes. I will be your mentor for life. So if you have any questions about anything, like reach out to me, because she actually owned her own HR consulting business. So I stayed with the company for about another 9 months, went through the ringer with them and all their new consultants, new managers that they kept bringing in, new finance people that they want to manage me. They were terrible, but I stayed with them for another 9 months, and actually that was the job that I was let go, and I told you guys about it. If I wasn't let go, I probably would have stayed with them a lot longer because it's just comfortable, you know? Like, I knew my paycheck was coming in. It was fully remote. I didn't want to go back into office at that time, and it was just an easy job at that point. Honestly, I checked out. As soon as my last manager left, I checked out anyways, so I was just doing the very bare minimum, the exact amount of my responsibilities. I did not go above and beyond, did extra hours or anything like that for them. I left the job because I got laid off for whatever reason that they may call it, but technically it is a layoff because of a reduction of workforce. They laid off quite a number of people along with me, and I was on a job market searching for like my next thing, and I got a job in April of 2024. So about like 7 months after that, I found this job, fully remote, technology, for profit, and I had quite a bit of back and forth with the nonprofit or for-profit. For-profits tend to get paid more. Nonprofits are very mission driven, but this one is a for-profit but very mission driven, and I got hired on as a people and culture manager, something that I knew I was really good at. I can't wait to learn. I'm really good at startup environments. I love being in chaos. If you have heard anything in this story so far, I love chaos, and I love seeing my results come to life. Work for a CEO that is a female. She also has a background in HR, but she decided to start her own tech company, and I absolutely adore her. She's amazing. She's brilliant. I adore a lot of people at the company. They're amazing. They're brilliant. There's a lot of people that you're like, oh, this is what you're made of. I know that this is for you. Like this, like they resonate everything in their careers. This journey of mine, this episode, this stage of my life, I have never been more inspired in my career and know that this is what I'm made of. This is everything that I can bring to a company. This literally ignited my fire. I was a people and culture for about 3 weeks. Only 3 weeks, guys. And then I got promoted. I am now a director of people and culture, and I instead hired 2 people to replace me. I hired a people and culture manager, and then I hired a talent acquisition specialist, both that sit under me, and I manage them every single day. And it has been quite a team. They're wonderful individuals. I love them both very dearly. We talk almost every single day. It's an open book with me. You can complain, you can be negative. HR is pretty lonely. If you guys are in HR, you guys know that it is pretty lonely. And so sometimes it's better to have someone be your soundboard, someone that you can vent to and not feel like, oh, I have to be this way because of my manager being a specific way. I am pretty easygoing. If there's an issue, I attack the problem. I never attack the individual. So you can complain and you can say your piece, you know, but what I need from you is you can say your piece, but give me your solution also. And so I give my team a lot of autonomy to do what they want to do. I give them room for creativity and collaboration. They can go work with any other department heads as long as I know what the goal is, what their initiative is. They give me a rundown of what they're trying to propose to another department. I'm like, go for it. I will always be their protector. So if anything goes wrong, the department heads come and talk to me. We celebrate together, and if one of them is doing a lot in recruiting, I acknowledge them for filling roles really quickly, for helping our departments with their needs, or if they're doing something like a new onboarding experience, then I make sure that this was this person's strategy and this is why it was successful because of their hard work. I really enjoy being a manager. I really enjoy being a leader, especially in being a mentor and, you know, showing them the ropes, but then also giving them autonomy to go do what they want to do, because my way is not always the best way or the fastest way. You know, I will give suggestions, but yeah, so that's who I am. Honestly, this is kind of weird because I've never talked about this, but that is my career trajectory. I think it's about 3 to 4 years that I've been in HR, and for the trajectory that I'm at, it's pretty good, but I'm reaching for the stars, you guys. Like, that is my end goal. My end goal is to be a chief people officer, which means I sit on the C-suite and I cover everything people. But of course, positions like that tend to go with bigger organizations. My organization is still pretty small. It's about 30 to 40 people, so I don't anticipate that happening. But still, as a director, I plan to stay in this role for the next couple of years and then hopefully go to VP. If not at this company, then perhaps another company. That is my career. I know, it's quite a bit. And on the side note, I also do content. You guys know this. Love content. I love just doing everything about being an influencer or a micro content creator. Recording, editing, producing types of content for you guys, and I really thoroughly enjoy that. That is like probably my best and favorite hobby of all times. I have spent a lot of time in my HR career, but not as much in my content. So that's where I want to go for the next 4 years. I've already wrote down a lot of like manifestation goals, milestones that I want to hit for my 4-year plan in content creating, because I want to go strong for 4 years and then see where this takes me. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what kind of career you're looking for. Hopefully, if you're looking for HR, this showed you guys something. And I hope you guys choose to be on the other side of the HR spectrum. I know HR is lonely, and I've said it so many times. So if you guys want to have someone to talk to about HR stuff, I'm here for you. I know we can't dive into like secrets and confidential stuff, but you know, if you want to be vague down in the comments, I'd love to read what your thoughts are. Well, thank you for watching this week's video, and I will see you guys next week. Ta-ta for now.